Welcome everyone. We're just going to give about a minute or so to let everyone's audio connects, and we'll get started. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to the Emergency and Security Studies webinar. My name is Amanda Hassan. I'm the Director for Academic Advising, as well as the Academic Advisor for the graduate programs in Emergency and Security Studies. I will let Dr. Wallace and Dr. Rouse introduce themselves.
Thank you, Amanda. Good morning and good afternoon. I don't know where you are, but very happy that you're here with us for the next 30, 40 minutes. My name is Michael Wallace. I am the Director of the Emergency and Security Studies program. A little bit about me. I'm a retired naval officer. I spent most of my career in intelligence and I had tours in different commands working on counterterrorism and human intelligence and analysis. And I teach courses in counterterrorism and intelligence. I'm very happy to introduce the new Associate Program Director, Dr. Rouse.
Hey everybody, I'm Becky Rouse, and you can see my picture. Boy, I just look so darn young in that. I'm not. I'm older than dirt. I am new to Tulane as a full-time member of the team, but I've taught with them since January of 2016. I taught counterterrorism right up until this term, so I'll be moving over into the emergency management side. Retired Army, and also most recently finishing some time with FEMA, and I'm really excited to be here as well.
All right, so a little bit about SOPA. The School of Professional Advancement historically has always been the college on Tulane's campus that is dedicated to working adults. We pride on educating students who are non-traditional, as well as some traditional students as well. We have just a strong commitment to adult learners to ensure that their goals are met, both educational goals and their future career goals. We have done this for over the last 130 years. So why SOPA? SOPA is dedicated to providing rich courses with rich information. Our programs and our faculty are experienced in the field. We have a great student support system. We're affordable and we're flexible in terms of how we offer classes as well. And we are a part of the Tulane community. So when you graduate, you have a Tulane degree. So at SOPA, we have a lot of online programs. Our courses are built to ensure that all students have the best experience possible. The materials are extremely accessible. We have engaging videos and interactive simulations to get information across to students. We have discussion boards, as well as just being able to learn from not only your professor, but from your peers as well, through our diverse group of students that we have here. So a little bit more about how our online learning works. We have dedicated a substantial amount of time to building courses to ensure that the coursework is designed to tailor students' needs, especially adult learners. We have 8 master's degrees, 11 graduate certificates. We have 4 post-baccalaureate certificates, and again, over 300 courses that are taught online. The quality is very unique in terms of the courses are designed effectively. All of our professors and faculty go through a online course development process, and because of that, our courses have won multiple awards for delivering the best online instruction. I will turn it over to Dr. Wallace.
So the Homeland Security field is actually a pretty new academic and also government departmental field. It was started after 9/11 with the Department of Homeland Security. And at first it was focused more on intelligence and terrorism, preventing terrorist operations against the US. But after Katrina in 2005, the focus switched to kind of an all hazards approach. So what that means is that they looked at both natural disasters and man-made events. So Homeland Security itself encompasses a lot of things, and these include everything from emergency management, critical infrastructure, which is vital for us, to function as a society, cybersecurity, intelligence, counterterrorism, border security, and things like that.
In terms of emergency management, we would think that emergency management would have existed for all time, for as long as we've been a country. And in many ways it has, but formally and formalizing it as a field and as an academic discipline is relatively recent as well. It certainly preceded the establishment, if you will, of Homeland Security as an agency or as a mission. And yet you find, I was reading an article recently by a man who was writing in 2011, he's an emergency manager, and he couldn't find a master's program in emergency management just a few years ago. So it's still something that is emerging as a profession and being professionalized, as opposed to folks just kind of showing up, being a volunteer and transitioning into the field. And that's emergency managers, of course, work throughout all levels of society, all sectors. They're in government at state, local, and by local I mean city, county, parish, village, block, and then all the way to tribal and regional, and of course federal. It's also throughout non-governmental. You've got nonprofits, and that's anything from the Red Cross to maybe a homeless shelter. Oh, I'm sorry. Great. And so you've got folks working throughout these fields. Every single entity, anything you use, employ. We've got a museum right across the street from where I'm sitting right now, and those folks have emergency management concerns. And you've also have private sector manufacturing and citizens groups, community groups, and you also have increasingly consultancies that are emerging, where somebody like Becky Rouse says, I'm going to start an emergency management business, and I'm going to hire other folks, and we're going to support FEMA, and we're going to support the Department of Homeland Security or case manufacturing and so on. So you can work throughout those sectors. One last thing, in the Department of Labor talks about the kind of jobs and the job opportunities within the field, and they show an increase from just about 15 years ago, where there was about 60,000 emergency management positions, and in about 6 years from now, they expect it to be about 200,000 positions, formally named emergency manager. So it certainly is a growing field.
Well, I'll go over the degrees and certificates that we have. The first is our Bachelor's in Homeland Security Studies, and this is a degree that you'll get both Homeland Security, terrorism, intelligence, and emergency management. So it's all together. It's 120 total credits, with 30 of those being in Homeland Security. And you can see here some of the courses that we have. And then we also have a relatively new program, which is called a 4+1 program, that allows a student, so in their senior year, to take graduate level courses and then complete the master's after they graduate in the next year. So in 5 years, you could possibly have your master's degree. We also have certificates. We have a post-baccalaureate certificate. So if you received your undergraduate degree in another field and are interested in Homeland Security studies, you can take this post-baccalaureate certificate, or we have graduate certificates that are specialized in emergency management, security management, and sports security. Again, security management's more on the private side. Emergency management, Dr. Rouse did a really outstanding job of talking about what emergency management is. And then we also have a graduate certificate in sports security, which is a rapidly growing field. This encompasses everything from actual sporting events and stadiums to event management. If you have a parade, or here in New Orleans, we do have Mardi Gras. So it looks at how you manage crowds in emergency and other situations. Oh, and before I forget, these certificates are stackable. So what that means is you can take one certificate, let's say in emergency management, and you can apply those courses towards a master's degree if you want to later go for a master's. The Masters of Professional in Homeland Security Studies, Master of Professional Studies, sorry about that. It's 10 courses, and the way it's designed, you have 4 core courses. Those cover the basics of Homeland Security and emergency management. And then you have the rest, the 6 courses are advanced courses. So you can take advanced courses in intelligence, counterterrorism. We also have some new courses that we're very proud of, including border security, narco-terrorism. That class is taught by a former supervisory special agent with the DEA. We have law and national security. It's taught by a lawyer that's with DHS. So you really have some people who are experts in the field teaching these courses, and we try to make them as relevant to today's events as we can. And then for all of our graduate degrees, to be admitted to the program and also to graduate from the program, you have to have a minimum GPA of 3.0. And our second degree is a Master of Professional Studies in Security Management. Again, this is focused more on private enterprises, industry, nonprofit groups, things like that. It's a little different, it's structured a little bit different. It's 11 courses. You have 9 core courses that you take. You have 1 elective and then a capstone that kind of ties everything together at the end of the degree program. You can see some of the courses here. Again, a little bit different focus on physical and infrastructure protection, risk management, corporate security, corporate finance security, and also cyber, because cyber is very instrumental in everything that we do in Homeland Security and emergency management and security management. And again, you can see the GPA there and some of the career options for students.
For the Masters of Professional Studies in Emergency Management, again, you see the 11 graduate courses. One thing I want to say about designing programs like emergency management and Homeland Security, with the single passing of a tweet, the government may, in fact, develop a whole new program in the course of a weekend with one determination, one reading of the Supreme Court's decision. Things change that quickly in our fields in terms of policy and strategies, planning, but there are certain constants that you can always depend upon, and that includes, planning, exercising, operational tactics. And so the things that you will learn about in this field, of course, include those really core elements, but there's also a wealth of special topics that we like to inject as we go when possible, so that you can also have some ability to tailor your program a little bit. And you certainly will be able to tailor your classes and your coursework in terms of pursuing the things that really truly interest you. If you're really interested in infrastructure protection, then you can make your papers within those classes geared towards some of the things you're interested in as well. Again, you also see, as Dr. Wallace said for the last slide, you can see some of the career options, and we've already talked about how every single entity within society has emergency management. So you're working within your organization or agency, but you're also engaging with the external partners, and that's quite common. And it could be international for that matter, the partners that you will be working with. So we rely on the competencies that come within our field that emerge from the emergency managers throughout the country and what expectations they have for folks who will come and work in their fields. The final thing is, when you are done with the master's in emergency management, you are prepared to take the certification for emergency managers that is offered by the International Association of Emergency Management. And that, the CEM, as it's called, is the industry standard to have that certification when you apply for positions or when you work within those positions, is critical.
And one of the reasons our program has the success that it has and is different from other programs is that we use, like I mentioned before, adjunct faculty. So these are faculty that actually work in the fields that they teach. For example, Megan McPherson, second from the left, she actually works in Mount Sinai Hospital System in New York City. She has firsthand experience of what's going on with COVID. She's been dealing with it from, I think, March on. And so she has a boots on the ground perspective on how this COVID has affected not only emergency management, but hospital systems around the country. The other instructors you see here, Derek is local, but he's involved in emergency management with the levee protection. Darren Gill is a former counterterrorism expert from the Department of Justice. And then Alexandra, she has her own business, like Dr. Rouse was saying, the consultancy business and emergency management. So you really have a broad breadth of experience in these courses, and we do have some outstanding faculty. And then students and graduates, we have a lot of students that are already in the field, but we also have a lot of students who get jobs in the field after graduation. And you can see some of the organizations here. We have placed students at all levels of government and also with businesses and corporations. You know, Dr. Rouse has talked about this, but you can go anywhere in the country, including territories, and find employment in emergency management and homeland security type jobs. And everyone gets into this to help somebody, whether you're in emergency management, whether you're a first responder, whether you do intelligence or counterterrorism, you're there to help other people, your citizens, your families, and things like that. Another good thing about our program, I mentioned students that are already in the field or students that have life experience. Everyone has something to add to the classes. And so not only do you learn from the instructors, but you also learn from your classmates. And that, again, is unique to our program.
All right, so the nice thing about SOPA is that we have a full student support and success team and resources that are available to all of our students. We have a team of academic advisors. We have the program directors who work together hand in hand with the academic advisors. We have expert faculty, just like Dr. Wallace was saying, they are experienced in the industry. So they are giving you that real world experience in the classroom. We do have a career and employment advisor as well. And again, just like Dr. Wallace said, your peers are also a really great resource for you as well as any Tulane alumni. As a part of SOPA, you will be connected to Tulane alumni who can also give you some advice and information and also help you with some of those questions that you may have as well. So it's very easy for you to apply. You just need to complete the application and do a personal statement, just kind of giving a little bit of your background and your interest into the program. The fees are $40 for undergraduate or $50 for the graduate. However, for attending the webinar today, your application fee will be waived. So make sure that you fill out your application soon for the next spring or summer and have a very clear government ID ready. The deadlines to apply are January 1st for spring, May 15th for summer, and August 1st for next fall. So yes, we are accepting applications a year out just to help students to plan ahead of time. Something else that could be of interest, a lot of you may have already been in the field for many years. We do offer credit for life experience. So if you have been working in the field and you have an area of expertise, we can work with you to get a course taken and a portfolio built for up to 24 credits as an undergraduate, and up to 6 credits as a graduate student. This is set aside from transfer credits. So if you have transfer credits, you would want to speak with the advisor about what would be best in terms of transfer credits versus the credits for prior learning. Financial assistance, there is a 20% discount at the undergrad and graduate level if you are a city, parish, or sheriff's office or housing authority employee, or if you're an active military, as well as a veteran. We are a yellow ribbon program, and for students who are eligible in our master's degree program, we do accept the GI Bill and voc rehab and the survivor's benefits for educational assistance. So again, the thing that makes SOPA unique in terms of Tulane is that we are affordable. Again, you get a SOPA, you can enroll in a SOPA program and get a Tulane degree. The tuition at the undergraduate level is $524 a credit, and at the grad level, it's a little bit over $1,000 per credit hour. Financial aid is available to you as long as you fill out the FAFSA to see if you qualify for any of the grants, loans. We do accept the tuition waivers from Peace Corps or AmeriCorps, and there's also the 25% discount, as well as there are times where we send out information about different scholarships that are available. All right, thank you. If anyone has any questions, you can either unmute yourself and go ahead and ask your question, or you can feel free to type it in the chat. Okay. If there aren't any questions, Dr. Wallace's information is here. Feel free to, send an email to any of us if you'd like to. If you have any questions that you may have later on, we're happy to meet with you at any point in time. So feel free. And we want to thank you again for joining us.